Welcome to another episode of the Plant-Based Jan Adventure Series. I'm trying to find the coolest places on the planet while living a healthy lifestyle on the road. For me, that's plant-based. Now that's an adventure. What if the greatest architect in the Southwest never drew a line? Out here, water doesn't do straight lines. It carves, it sculpts. I wanted to find this place designed by rivers and featuring more lake shoreline than the entire U.S. West Coast. It's this visually surreal corner of the American West. I'm going right inside Grand Staircase-escalante, then hitting the iconic curve of Horseshoe Bend. We'll drive by the Vermilion Cliffs. We'll stop by the Colorado River to wave off Grand Canyon rafters. Finally, we'll wind our way to the vast waters of Lake Powell and the modern architecture of insane multi-storied houseboats. These are the millions of acres around the town of Page, Arizona. It's a water-carved wonderland designed by the greatest architect of all, Mother Nature. Let's go. The center of our experience and home base for our tour is Page, Arizona. It was originally built in the 50s to house workers constructing the Glen Canyon Dam. The dam is one of the largest concrete arch dams in the United States and holds back Lake Powell. The visitor center has exhibits and epic views. Here you can find out much more. So we are right there where that star is. These are the current daily stats. Lake Powell is up 6.42 feet from 1 year ago. Little note says, woohoo, that is good. 38% of a full pool. It generates enough hydroelectric power to serve more than 5 million homes across 7 western states. Page deserves a few days for sure. It has accommodations and all sorts of amenities. I filled up about a week's worth of pages in my travel journal, had to say it, with these field trips. Stop number 1, Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument. I got an overview from a ranger at the Carl Hayden Visitor Center just a few minutes ago, and he said really this massive area is more designed to just be set aside to keep it wild. It's really pretty, but he said the infrastructure is just not really there. It's got a lot of roads, but they're really deep sand. They're very, very hard to navigate. So it's mostly some hiking, and he did say a couple of areas that would work really well would be the road that we're on right now. It's just off of 89.
Continue on Cottonwood Canyon Road for 18 miles.
We start on dirt roads because that's the only way in. This one is Cottonwood Canyon Road. To get there from Page, you travel west on Highway 89. It's just over 25 miles. You look for the BLM sign. It should be clearly marked with Grosvenor Arch and Cannonville. This road connects Highway 89 to the famous super scenic Highway 12 to the north and the towns of Escalante and Cannonville. Bryce Canyon is also up in that area too. About halfway through this 45-mile drive, you'll enter the actual canyon area of Cottonwood Canyon. Why the name? It's the massive quote-unquote staircase of cliffs. Each step reveals a deeper layer of Earth's history, so it forms this staircase. Geologists come here to read 200 million years of exposed rock, like chapters in a book. The entire area was once considered for national park status, but it remains one of the least visited corners of protected land in the lower 48. It's also one of the highest concentrations of slot canyons in North America. We're going to park real quick and try this Cottonwood Narrows slot canyon. Well, this is easy. It looks like the riverbed is the trail. I agree with the reviewers. 5 stars, but we've got to head out. We're heading up to Grosvenor Arch. The wind and the water persistently carved away at the landscape to reveal this magnificent double arch set high atop these majestic cliffs. Look how great this trail is. It's so nice when you have nature's art and everybody can access it. I just love that. Coming up to get a closer look. The sky is so blue today. It's very clear out. This is a lot different than the Candy Cane Hills. These are like really warm colored rocks, a little bit of yellow in there. Really gorgeous. Okay, now we are headed to one of the most photographed river bends in the world. We're almost there. This is just about 3/4 of a mile, so pretty easy. 1.5 out and back. Our track temperature said 101, but I'm sure that's not entirely accurate. It's probably, I think it's about 96, but still. A couple little benches with shade. Horseshoe Bend, it's just outside of Page, and it's where the Colorado makes a dramatic 270-degree turn that's 1,000 feet below the overlook. The hike is short. It's just 1.5 miles round trip. I will add that the higher the temperature, the longer the hike seems to take. It's a photographer's dream. All these angles, different light. I'm going to see if we can get a better view around here because there's views all over the place, but you can see the hiking is all of these super cool rocks. This is just unbelievable. Of course, there are a lot of people here. It's amazing. Everybody's trying to get their best shot. It's no wonder this place draws over 2 million visitors annually. There are no official type park fees, but due to the high visitor volume that descends on this limited area, the city of Page charges a fee. I believe they call it a parking fee. It's pretty nominal. It's about $10 per vehicle, $5 for a motorcycle, more for bigger rigs, commercial vehicles, buses. And those fees go to fund the safety and infrastructure improvements, the overlook platforms, guardrails, trail upgrades. One thing that's really stunning and a little scary is the amount of area with the sheer cliffs, so watch your step. Today we're cruising along the base of the Vermilion Cliffs, following Highway 89A. It's an incredible way to experience their scale and color without actually hiking in. This wilderness is best known for the Paria Canyon. It's home to world-class slot canyon hikes, along with iconic formations like Buckskin Gulch, The Wave, and Wire Pass. Elevations range from 3,100 to 7,100 feet, which supports diverse wildlife. Most trailheads in this area require a simple $6 per person day use permit, and they are available at the self-serve kiosks, except for The Wave. This ultra-famous destination requires a lottery permit. Competition is fierce. Only 64 people per day are allowed to hike it. There are 48 spots via an online lottery months in advance, and 16 more awarded on a daily on-site mobile lottery. I've wanted to do it for years, but the stars have to align. Your travel dates, the lottery system, and a little luck. Instead, we'll stop by this Cliff Dweller's stone house and walk around here a little bit. And look, check out this lodge with the same name, Cliff Dwellers. Let's take a drive down to Lee's Ferry. Why? It is more than a boat launch. It's the only place for over 260 miles where you can easily access the Colorado River between Glen Canyon Dam and Lake Mead. It's one of the official starting points, the major one, for Grand Canyon rafting trips. This is the Colorado River. We are at Lee's Ferry. It is so fun to come down and talk to these people. The adventurers. I could be one of them. You can see the rafters gathering here with gear, maps, adrenaline, and they will soon be headed to some of the most remote whitewater on the continent. If you take a look around down here, you'll see the Vermilion Cliffs rising thousands of feet above here. It is just unbelievable. This was the original river crossing point for pioneers, gold miners, and early explorers traveling between Utah and Arizona.
Crates of beer.
Now we're headed for the marinas. First up and closest to downtown Page, about 9 miles away, is Antelope Point Marina. It's located entirely within Navajo tribal lands, and the marina is technically floating on Lake Powell. It's tethered to floating walkways and platforms. As the lake rises or falls, so does the entire marina. It can shift over 50 feet depending on water levels. Some of the houseboats docked here are up to 75 feet long, with values that can top $2 million. Many include full-size bedrooms, hot tubs, gourmet kitchens, solar-powered systems, and party decks. Rentals have a huge budget range, anywhere from somewhere around $5,000 a week to well over $15,000 a week. It depends on the boat and the season and supply and demand for that particular season. I'm going to give you a quick little tour of Antelope Point Marina. This is gorgeous. This marina is so big, they have a special little track for the golf carts. So you see them out there. You can see how far there is to go. So you can go that way, or you can go that way. These are all the rentals. You have all the houseboats, lots of different sizes. You have pontoon boats for different sizes. You have a whole ton of kayaks and SUPs and all of that. And we can't forget a lot of Wave Runners jet skis for rent. Lake Powell is obviously no ordinary reservoir. It's one of the largest man-made lakes in the U.S. Think back to that massive Glen Canyon Dam. And get this, it features around 2,000 miles of shoreline when full. By the way, that is more shoreline than the entire U.S. West Coast. That's California, Oregon, and Washington combined. If you want to see any of that coastline, I've got you covered with my Every Town on the Oregon Coast video, by the way. We just went to Antelope Point Marina. Also near Page is the big Wahweap Marina. It's the largest on the lake and one of the biggest inland marinas in the country. Here you'll also find base camp for that ultra-modern hardware of every floating shape and size, drifting by the same spaces that dinosaurs roamed. Here's a fun fact. Lake Powell can store 27 million acre-feet of water. That's enough to cover the entire state of Pennsylvania with 1 foot of water. It began filling in 1963 after the construction of the dam, and it took 17 years to reach the full pool. We are obviously walking on the lake bed. And I see little shells. There should not be any shells in this lake, but you can tell this should be underwater for sure. It's been outside of water for quite a while, as you see from the vegetation here. And that brings us back full circle, full pool, to those numbers that we saw at the dam. This is why they watch the Lake Powell elevation like a hawk. What is the mighty Colorado River doing? It's a big deal. Many people may not have heard of Page, Arizona. Now you know. This area has one of the highest concentrations of slot canyons, wilderness, 2,000 miles of lakefront, water-carved monuments, luxury boating, river rafting, otherworldly hiking, arches, and super scenic 4x4 roads. I've got pages and pages of features right out of home base, Page, Arizona. And I may have missed a page or two. Today for lunch in Grand Escalante. Water built all of this architecture, so if you're drafting your adventure blueprints, you'll want to roll this place out. Thanks so much for coming along. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, I'd love it if you subscribed. And the feedback, I want yours. Any questions or comments are appreciated. Now, on to the next adventure on this greatest journey we call life. Oh, and one more thing. If you want ideas for healthy eating, I've been creating simple recipes for what I eat on and off the road. My criteria, easy and delicious. There are links on my YouTube channel where you'll find dozens of ideas. I've also linked that here and in the description below.